but we are going straight to the Jamaican Track and Field Championships. You know we are, because that was out of control. Let's start with the men's 110-meter hurdles, which for me was like one of the most shocking events. Two of the island's biggest threats are most likely out, gone, not going to be at the World Championships. Here's why. First, the Olympic champion from 2020, Hansel Parchment, he clattered 2 hurdles mid-race, and he didn't even make the top 3. Y'all already know my hurdle heart hated that. I hated feeling that, seeing that, poor Hansel. Meanwhile, the bronze medalist from the Paris Olympics and also a legitimate threat for gold in Tokyo, who is also the world number 2, Rashid Broadbell, he didn't even make it to the start line. He fell in warm-ups. He fell pretty hard. Now, the only way Broadbell can get to Worlds is he has to win the Diamond League title or AB, hope, aka beg, for a medical exemption. Drama, 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 drama.
Yes. I mean, as if the hurdles wasn't suspenseful enough. You know, it's always full of drama with having those barriers and people being able to fall, and you never know what's going to happen in the hurdles. But this is a bit of a letdown in some ways, and it's also exciting in other ways. Let me explain. So it's a letdown in the fact that 2 of the people that have been the biggest challengers to Grant Holloway have been Hansel Parchment, who won the Tokyo 2021 Olympics, and Rashid Broadbell, who seems to always have his number on the Diamond League circuit and has been one who's consistently been able to challenge him at the end of the race. Now, the fact that Worlds is the last meet of the year, the Diamond League serves as a wild card potentially going into that championship. So that adds a little bit more drama to the scenario. And I'm a big fan of having the World Championships at the end of the year. It just makes sense from a narrative standpoint. The fastest person wins at the end of the year, then we go into the next season.
So what have we learned from this, children? Do not pick the hurdles, okay? If you're a budding athlete, don't pick the hurdles. Stay away.
Coming from a world champion.
Listen, this event, it will get you. Anyways, keep going. Next case. Don't give up on your hurdle dreams. I'm just joking. Don't let me crush your dreams. Okay, next case. Let's talk about the women's 100 meters in Kingston. This was out of control. The anticipation for this race alone was gnarly. And when it was all said and done, 20-year-old Tina Klein emerged from a stacked field to win her first national title in commanding style. She dropped a new, shiny personal best of 10.81. And also, SAFP, who Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce finished 3rd. And what does that mean? Basically, she's made her 9th world championship. And here's a cool fact. She won her very first senior medal as part of the sprint relay in Osaka, Japan. In what year of our Lord? 2007. AB, I was there. I won a medal there too. It's now rusty. Why is it rusty, people? Because that was like 18 years ago. Aaron, how impressive is it what Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is doing at 38 years old? Young.
Man, I feel like that meme where it's like, that's why she's the GOAT. The GOAT. You know, she just, yes. It doesn't even surprise me anymore. Like, I remember I was watching the live results to see what would happen before I went to bed. It was on late, but I had to stay up to see what happened in the race. And she pulled it out. Another team that she's made. I don't think she's missed a team ever since she has gone on the senior
13
circuit.
straight.
13 straight. It's just goats doing goat things. You know, what can I say? At 38 years old, she still got it, and I expect her to go even faster for the rest of the season. But shout out to Tina Clayton for winning her first title. I know she was inspired by her sister, who won last year and was in Paris representing Jamaica in the final, the only Jamaican to do it. So she is definitely inspired and read a huge personal best of 1081. Excited to see what she's going to do this weekend at the pre-classic, just adding a little bit more drama to that already hot 100-meter field. But it was a great race, and you know, the Jamaicans always come with it in the sprints.
They really do. And that bit of changing of the guards, right, with Shelly-Ann being gone and then Tia and Tina potentially being there. So they're in good hands in the sprints, like you say.
Yes.
Okay. And finally, the men's 100 meters. As if that wasn't enough, what we just talked about, there was even more intrigue in this event. right before the gun, get this, Oblique Seville was in some sort of physical distress. It looked like some sort of cramp. Just a part of his legs were like, nah, bro, not today. He wasn't able to run. So what did they do? They delayed the race so he could do some stretches and do some run-throughs. He came back about 10 minutes later and he was able to run. In the end, though, it was the Olympic silver medalist Kishane Thompson who stole the show, blazing to a new lifetime best and world-leading 9.75. He's now, like we've been saying all show, the 6th fastest man ever. And Seville, the guy who was catching a cramp, who was in distress, who I just told you about, he finished second and ran the second fastest time in the world, 9.83 seconds. And Aaron, we never see federations just pausing the race just so you can get a little, massage or acupuncture or where the heck he got. Like, you never see this.
I mean, Seville must have got paid from Grand Slam and slid them a little bit of his winnings to the federation to say, hey, give me a little bit more time. I need to get ready for this 100. But I'm joking, of course. But jokes aside, it's very impressive what both of these guys did. Kishane running 9.75, that is next worldly stuff. It's the fastest time we've seen in the 100 meters legally since Justin Gatlin ran 9.74 in 2015. So that's a long, long time ago. And, it's just a changing of the guard. Jamaica always retools, finds diamonds in the rough. And this is another superstar that, he's the Olympic silver medal, so it's not in the making. He's already a star, but he's just taken it to the next level, running another 9.7 to become the 6th fastest man of all time. And Oblique running 9.83 after, needing extra 30 minutes to get voodoo done on his legs and praying to the gods to please get me through it. Yes. I don't know how he's able to do that, but he bounced back and ran one of the fastest times he's ever ran. So these guys are clearly in shape and ready to run. They dropped some bombs in Jamaica, and now Kishane's coming to pre-classic. Let's see what he can do here.
Okay, this is where I want to go next. I love spice. I love mess. I love juice. But listen... I'm already cracking myself up. Yes, I laugh at my own jokes, but listen to this. So Kishane Thompson won the race. He's doing well. And after that, a reporter was interviewing him as part of a scrum. So he asked what to me was like a very curious question. Hear him, the reporter. He says, "Are you working on your dip?" Now, that's not how his voice sounds, but in my head, that's how the question sounds. "Are you working on your dip?" Now, let me state facts here. Kishane didn't actually have to dip in that race in Kingston because he won by a mile. So there really was no need, in my humble opinion, for the reporter to bring up him needing to dip. But what we do know is this. Last year, Kishane lost the Olympic 100-meter gold medal to American Noah Lyles by a lean. So to me, AB, this reporter knew exactly what he was doing, where he was going, what he was asking. Anyways, listen to how Kishane tackled his question.
If a person is good as they are, from 0 to 100 meters, if you set yourself apart from the competition, you don't need to dip. Imagine going from 0 to 95 meters or 90 meters about, and you're at the back of the field. Dipping is not going to save you.
Kishane is classier than me, and I'm very classy. He's classier than most, okay? But AB, am I wrong for thinking, one, this reporter has never trained or ran a 100-meter sprint in his life? And two, is that question not petty for multiple, you know what I'm saying? Multitude of reasons, if that ever makes sense. But to me, who trains to dip? Aaron Brown, do you train to dip?
No, I don't train to dip. But first off, before I even get to your question, I got to go back to your reporter voice. Was that a Jamaican reporter that you're imitating, or is that my 3rd grade math teacher? It sounded a little. Are you working on your dip? Like, what is that voice?
Definitely not a Jamaican accent, but yes.
Yeah, right. definitely not. No. But I understand completely what Kishane responded with, and that was a very appropriate response. Because nobody trains to dip. And he's saying pretty much like nobody goes to practice working on the final half a meter, 2 meters of the race. If you're not in contention, the dip is not going to save you, just like he was saying. So you got to work on that first half of the race, first 90% of the race and get that right. And if you're in good position, then you can worry about timing your dip. And it's not like he didn't dip in Paris. It's just Noah out dipped him a little bit, So why are you going to worry about the
Thank
0.003
you.
hundredth of a second? Why not work
Facts.
on just being a little bit faster to the line, which is what he's clearly done, running 9:75 now. So if he ran that last year, he doesn't have to dip. He can go beat his chest Usain Bolt 2008
Do you
style.
see it? This is why you're my co-host. This is why we vibe so much, okay? And there's a song, When I Dip, You Dip, We Dip, but I'm not gonna sing again because they're gonna get me again. But what do you make of his shady question? I know I'm a little worked up, but I just don't like when reporters, broadcasters ask crappy questions. Am I a little bit out of line? Am I a little too worked up? Like, what do you make of the shady question? I think it was shady.
I mean, I can say this. If you come on the trackside, Kishane Thompson, you don't have to worry about any petty questions like that. I'll just put that out there. If you ever want to come on and chop it up, we're not going to ask you about your dip.
Nope.
But, it depends on the reporter. Everyone has their own style. Sometimes, they're reaching for certain things. They want to get a certain soundbite. Maybe they want to catch them off
That
guard.
style was
Maybe
nasty,
they
but
wanted to get it.
anyways, that style was nasty,
Yeah,
but anyways.
yeah. It is what it is. I'll leave that to the Jamaican reporter. Maybe that's his style. But over here on trackside, you're not
We're
going
not going to do that. We're respectful. We know what to ask. We're not going to call you out a year later. He held on to that question for a whole year, might I just say. But anyways, sir, respectfully do you, sir. Just, I'm here to chop it up. We're here to chop it up.
Maybe he's a Noah Lyles fan. Maybe he's like, hey, I see that 975. Can you out dip him?